Welcome to the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Tonight, 9 or better and our bowlers move on. The $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge is brought to you by Roto Grip Bowling. Own it. And by the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. By Kegel, built for bowling. By Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser for the Storm Youth Championships. By Hochstadter's Slow and Low. And by Sin City Apparel. And now, with only Roto Grip equipment, it's the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Welcome to the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Tonight, 9 or better and our bowlers move on. The $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge is brought to you by Roto Grip Bowling. Own it. And by the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. By Kegel, built for bowling. By Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser for the Storm Youth Championships. By Hochstadter's Slow and Low. And by Sin City Apparel. And now, with only Roto Grip equipment, it's the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Welcome to the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Tonight, 9 or better and our bowlers move on. The $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge is brought to you by Roto Grip Bowling. Own it. And by the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. By Kegel, built for bowling. By Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser for the Storm Youth Championships. By Hochstadter's Slow and Low. And by Sin City Apparel. And now, with only Roto Grip equipment, it's the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Welcome to the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Tonight, 9 or better and our bowlers move on. The $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge is brought to you by Roto Grip Bowling. Own it. And by the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. By Kegel, built for bowling. By Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser for the Storm Youth Championships. By Hochstadter's Slow and Low. And by Sin City Apparel. And now, with only Roto Grip equipment, it's the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Welcome to the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Tonight, 9 or better and our bowlers move on. The $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge is brought to you by Roto Grip Bowling. Own it. And by the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. By Kegel, built for bowling. By Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser for the Storm Youth Championships. By Hochstadter's Slow and Low. And by Sin City Apparel. And now, with only Roto Grip equipment, it's the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Welcome to the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Tonight, 9 or better and our bowlers move on. The $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge is brought to you by Roto Grip Bowling. Own it. And by the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. By Kegel, built for bowling. By Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser for the Storm Youth Championships. By Hochstadter.
We are live.
We are?
We are.
Are we looking at camera 1 or camera 2? Or what are we doing here?
Well, Schlem, where are we? Well, everyone was just listening to the big intro, so they know where we are.
Okay. We're at the Orleans Bowling Palace here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah. We got
Thanks
our guy.
for tuning in from around the world or wherever you're tuning in from to watch the final few shots here of the Roto Grip Challenge.
That's right. And first up, Mr. Ray here.
Yes. So Mr. Ray, yeah. So you've got to get 3 natural strikes across 5 frames. So
Are you gonna just say the fun story from February? Do you know the fun Ray story from February?
I do not.
Okay, so in February, Ray made the finals of the Storm Challenge, just like he did tonight.
Okay.
But when he got to I believe it was his 3rd strike, he lost track of what lane he was on, bowled on the wrong lane. Everyone was yelling Ray, and he was so zoned in,
Oh wow.
he couldn't hear, and he threw a strike,
We'll
but
see.
it was on the wrong lane. Hang on.
Does that one have a chance?
Oh,
And 8. So he's down to the final 3 shots. So if
yeah.
he doesn't strike at this next ball, he's out.
So anyway, this is round 2. He came up to me and he said, "Blair, I'm going to remember to bowl on the right lane this time."
Well, it's the deal of, so we actually had it happen, right? So earlier tonight in the qualifying portion of this event, I think it was like 29 to 30, we had the gentleman that was the only one that got 9 or better bowled on the wrong lane.
Oh no.
Which is disqualification.
Yeah, right.
So I had to bring Ed down. So Ed took it. So he was disqualified. So he was out of the big deal. Then he had to go back to who was left on the pair. And they then had to do the 1 ball roll off. And all right.
That's true.
You're done for now, but
If
never
no one
say
gets
never.
3. Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
seen
we've
that.
seen crazier things tonight.
We've seen tonight, but we've also seen it throughout time, right? Like through this deal where we've seen nobody strike. We've seen 4 out of 5 people strike. So anything's possible.
So this is Travis stepping up on 33.
All right. And again, what's great about the Roto Grip Challenge is you have to throw a Roto Grip ball only. So it's any Roto Grip ball in the history of ever. And I saw an international ball, which was a first time type thing. I've seen bowling balls older than myself over the years, right? And but man, walking through and just making sure they were all Roto Grip balls this time. A lot of attention stars, a lot of rock stars. The balls part of the event this week are Rockstar. Well, Rockstar was the ball for the challenge event, and then the entry ball for the TAT was actually the Attention Star S2. So, but yeah. So this is just Rockstar. This is Roto Grip rocking it, and it looks like he's throwing Rockstar, and that looks to be crossover. Nope. Okay.
All right, last 3 again.
He's got to get this next one.
Yeah,
if he doesn't get the
first
next
one,
again, he joins Ray sitting here on the pine. And, we just got to wait and see what's going on.
So, Schlem, you do have a bonus prize tonight.
I do have a bonus prize, and nobody even knows yet. So
yeah.
we are going to keep that a surprise until we get to that spot. What's funny is, we'll talk about that later on. But, yeah, we'll see if Travis here can
get number 1.
He's got to get this one. If not, he's still sitting here. Is that freeze? Crossover? No? Rolling around? No?
So what you guys can't see at home, and you can kind of hear it through our headsets, is that there are a lot of people here watching.
I just had to run through the crowd here, right? And yeah, as you can hear, we got quite the, and now obviously we got, and I didn't catch her name, sorry, I was talking.
I didn't either.
But she's part of the group from Mexico, so obviously they're large and they have a loud crowd. So we'll see how this shakes out. Well, that looks pretty good. Look at that.
Wow.
I'm going to guess today's not our first day bowling. That looks to be a UC3. And that was
no
money.
problem. Okay, we got one.
Absolutely money.
Holy cow. So now she has to get 3.
So
to
she's got one.
qualify
Yeah, she's got one now.
for
So she just needs
5,000.
2 more in the next 4 shots here across the different lanes. So
Man, if she throws it like that.
that was impressive. I need her to teach me how to throw it like that.
And they didn't get practice, folks. Oh, that's
was
a
that
little
crossover? And 8. All right. She got 3 shots to get 2.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, so far we've had. Yeah, it was like as Blair alluded to earlier. We had quite the interesting evening, right? Like we had. Well, the first thing was in practice. We had down on 29 and 30. Like we got that pair started like 15 minutes late because there ended up being a pin in the underground about. I mean, it made it almost all the way to the arrows.
Yeah, we brought it
underneath.
up to the desk and named him.
And then, so once the mechanic figured that out, and then he's like, "Oh, I got a couple balls." We're like, "Oh, we're still missing balls." He goes, "Oh, let's throw some more." Well, that's a pretty good shot. And laying there.
Close.
That's
Right.
8. Okay, so she's got to get this next one. If not, she joins the group on the bench here with. We'll go to a sudden death roll off. And anyway, we got that crew going. We got that all figured out, ironed out. But then,
so they started with a full house too. We should mention because someone asked who gets to compete. Anyone bowling the TAT this week can
you could enter. Yep. And so it was anywhere. I saw 6 to 8 people per pair. We had all 52 lanes going, and so we had anywhere from 4 to 5 people per lane. And how this works is it's a 9-pin no tap, so you have to get 9 or better, and then you have to win your pair.
Oh, now that was
Stone
not
9.
Nice.
Stone 9 throws it good, and now she still is in the mix.
She's hanging.
All right. So now we got Brad. And so he was part of the controversial, the guy that bowled the wrong lane got disqualified. Him and another guy were still alive.
Okay.
And so me and Ed were standing there to kind of officiate the one ball, sudden death deal. The first guy didn't even cross over. It goes through the nose and like collapses the Greek church for strike.
Geez.
So he then crosses over to strike to move on.
Oh my goodness.
And that looks to be pretty good. And
These
it's
lanes
a lot
are
of 9.
hooking.
You know what's interesting too is across the building, right? You have all the different styles and people, and this is we should tell the folks at home, this is a kegel pattern. This is actually middle of the road, so it's not the tournament pattern.
No.
They wanted to make something that's a little bit more playable, and so it's playable, but it's not super easy, but it's not super tough. But anyway, getting to the ties, man, I got caught on like 5 different pairs with had 3 people going out at the same time with random pin counts, like 5 counts, 6 counts. They're like, "Hey, what do we do?" I'm like, "Well, it's a sudden. If you're all are," and it mixes them up. There's a strike.
Little hit him thin, let him spin.
Mm-hmm.
Shot.
So he's got 3 more shots to get 2 more. And so anyway, it was part of getting through the first few rounds, and the longest one down there lasted like 4 frames.
I looked down and I was like, Schlem's standing down in the settee area, like officiating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's going on?
Well, because again, and that pair, what's funny is that pair we had folks who, talking about the international presence, we had Mexico and Germany.
Yeah.
So we had the mix of both.
Oh wow,
both countries. Yeah. So both languages on top of it, right?
I heard Alex told me they had 141 bowlers.
141. Okay.
141 bowlers from Mexico at this event.
All right. So he's got 2 shots left to get 2.
No pressure.
No.
A lot of pressure, Brad.
No pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Nope, not a pressure. It's only pressure if you make it pressure.
That's true.
And that's how it works.
I like Brad's strategy. He's not looking back at the crowd behind him.
Yeah, because obviously, if he doesn't have the fan base that from his country, or if he's with a big group, because there's some other big groups, right? Because we have, like we said, the Germany crew.
Even just locally, a lot of Arizona came in today.
There is a big group from Arizona.
California.
That's come around it. And
I came back though. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Never say never.
What that means is if on a ball and strikes 3 times, he is your winner. So how about a hand Toronto?
So in recent years, we have not been in this situation.
It's been a while since I've seen this.
Yeah, no,
And I've seen it go both ways, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen it to where we come down to the final person and they get the strikes and they collect the whole pot and they, get the 5,000. And then I've seen it to where it doesn't do that, and then we go through sudden death single shots.
Yeah.
So it.
I feel like the last couple of years I've seen sudden death because 2 people get 5.
Yes.
So.
This can go either direction.
All right, on a ball.
That looks pretty good.
That did look pretty good.
And
I got
trips
one.
the 2.
All right.
Got the first one. All right. But now, like you said, as we've watched going across these, looks like, what is that? As long as he throws it good, and, again, we're human. There's going to be human error, right? So it's a matter of if he throws it good, it gets going the right way. It seems like, I want to say 30, was it 34 is a little bit tighter?
Yeah, I'd
We've
say.
seen so far for the first few that bowled coming across it. So we'll see if he, because that's the other advantage of sitting on the bench. Granted, he wasn't,
you get to see
wasn't practicing down there, but he gets to watch the shots and see
what the
kind of what the lay of the land is, right?
that was right.
That was right, yeah.
Yeah, right on the tight lane.
Mm-hmm.
Graham says it's looking like a tougher pattern. When stress gets into the picture.
And again, I think that's a big thing we have to look at too. Is when you talk about the skill levels, right? Because the average of grips, we have less scratch bowlers here this year. We have more handicap type players, right? And of all the different divisions. So
Yeah, and it is the true amateur tournament.
that
folks.
is correct. And so, when you look at not only that, but then you look at the condition, right? And like I said, we remember when we started on some of these pairs through here, you had 10 minutes of practice with 8 people on a pair. So depending on what pair his pair looked like, the way they broke them down, and that looks to be, oh my goodness, Stone 9 as well?
Yeah, Stone 9.
Wow.
He's
So,
one more.
Yes.
If he gets this, he's
then
still alive.
He's got a chance for
$5,000
for the deal. And if he misses here, we go to sudden death.
Yeah.
Looks like he's throwing the Attention Star S2, which is more like I said, that's the entry ball this week. It's the same core as we put in the original Attention Star, and then the cover is hybrid, so it went 2 part pearl, 1 part solid. So it helps kind of blend that spot down lane. And we'll see if Annabelle can.
Oh my goodness.
Oops.
So we have a sudden.
Here you go.
I don't either. 25 years, Ed says. He's been doing this 25 years.
I mean, I remember, I don't think I've seen it where you get a couple people, but yeah, the 5, everybody.
Wow.
Okay.
So now, are they all bowling on 33? My camera on 37 is completely useless at this point.
Yeah. Good job there, Rose.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, the last few years, it's been the 5th shot has been the dramatic one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Ray's going to get up there and try and get this figured out. He's using the old magic gem.
All right, Ray. Now, he's had some time to calm down, calm the nerves he may have had. He was first out there.
But he's also been sitting for a while, too.
True. See what he got.
It's a crossover.
Oh.
All right, Ray.
All right.
Travis, you're next.
Okay.
Same lane, you're going to follow Ray.
Follow.
Keep moving across.
What's he looking for? Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Grip sack.
Grip sack, Shanny. Yeah.
Oh, good. He's like, oh, yeah, I guess I got stuff somewhere.
I do that all the time. I leave stuff everywhere. I'm looking for my grip sack, and it's 4 pair down. I'm like, how did I do that?
That's right.
I didn't move lanes.
Right where you left it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if Travis again.
All right,
Yes,
Travis.
We're down to sudden death, so the goal is to be 8.
It's close. 7, 10, 8.
So, do we go through all 5 people getting 8 counts? Is this a thing? Is this possible?
I don't know. Oh my goodness. Let me.
All right. So we shall. I remember her first pitch before. She
Oh.
was 10 back.
Yeah.
But again, anything's possible. So again, sitting here on the bench, no practice shots. What does this look like? Looks. Ooh,
7.
ooh, 7.
Okay, so
And Mariana is she's out. So currently we have Ray and Travis surviving with 8.
this is a very unique Roto Grip challenge.
Hey, anything, it just shows that in bowling anything's possible.
You know what? You announced the gremlin, and now mischievous things are happening everywhere.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
I think there's a gremlin back there messing with these bowlers.
Well, we
tonight.
had plenty of them working earlier tonight.
Yeah.
So we've got plenty of chaos happening. Mischief and chaos.
That's it. Oh.
Holy cow.
Brad strikes.
That could be a $5,000 crossover.
Let's go.
In case you're keeping score at home.
You know what? I'm keeping score here, and I'm good with it.
Yeah.
They
we'll
all
see.
fell down.
And exactly it. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
It's an X on the board. There's no style points. And we'll see if Annabelle can extend this sudden death roll-off.
It's close.
10 back.
All right. Okay, so
All
now
right.
Brad
Here we
and
go.
Annabelle.
All right.
Let's see what we got here.
That was a heck of a shot stepping up there. And again, it's one of those things of when you, that's the tough part. You watch your opponent cross over to strike, and now you have to strike, right?
Yep.
And that was pure as the driven snow right there. So Annabelle had a great pitch, and we'll see if there's. And again, this lane has given everybody fits so far. So we'll see what adjustments are made. And see what.
It looks like Brad moved very far left. I think he's just thinking he's gonna cross over.
Oh!
Wow, gets it to go.
Messenger, slow feeder to the 10.
Brad's like, I'm not ending on a crossover.
And now he feels better about that, right?
Yeah,
Like
he does.
Him and I had a good conversation earlier today talking about bowling balls in his arsenal and what he has a mixture of. He's got a few different brands in the bag, and trying to figure out the core and cover combination. And it was a pretty in-depth conversation we had. And then he even mentioned it when he pulled out his stuff earlier tonight. He's like, "Hey, so here's my stuff. Now you can look at it." On top of me trying to explain it, and then
That's
it was
cool.
good.
Yeah.
That's part of why we're here. So looks to be good. Oh, trips the
All
4.
right, we're still alive.
We are moving along to lane 35.
I think.
How about that?
This finals has been longer than some of the rounds tonight.
Right?
That's what they want to see, though.
Yeah.
Make it exciting.
This is it's good for TV.
Yeah. So if you're watching at home, welcome. We will be live streaming on Sunday too. The main event is qualifying squads are already happening.
Mm-hmm.
People are qualifying for Sunday, and all day Sunday you'll be able to watch the bowlers make it through, and then someone's gonna walk away with
$20,000, I believe, on top. And then I guess that's if they're. Then we have the other stipulation of the progressive, right?
Yeah.
And it's a 4-pin. All right. And now remember, Annabelle had the stone 9.
He did.
Just like was it Mariana?
Yeah.
She had stone 9. It's man, it's hard to say, like, because these guys didn't make it through on the first set, and then now here we are in the third sudden death shot.
Yeah. True.
But that was a great shot. I mean,
It was.
You can't be mad about a 4-pin, right?
No.
So we'll see how this shakes out. Yeah, Graham, it's exactly what you said. Move left and play the hook and shape. Yeah, it's one of those deals of, but you just got to get the right angle and tilt off your hand, right? Watching some of the people in the rounds getting here, you could easily miss it one way or the other.
Shoot, Annabelle took a
That
huge
was
deep breath. Huge deep breath before he set up, and then he threw it.
all right.
Wow.
All right.
getting some handshakes from his
All right.
competitors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go do the thing.
All right. So Schlem here, since I don't have my microphone, you guys are going to be able to hear it a little bit. But Chris Schlemmer here is going to award our champion. You're going to see it right in front of here. Schlem is actually awarding our champion with a brand new gremlin just off camera. Hang on, let's turn this camera. So it's not even available yet, and he is getting a brand new gremlin to take home. It was announced on Monday. We got 2 more up for grabs this week. If you are here at the TAT, we're going to have a contest all week long. But he is the first winner of the gremlin. So if you are watching, thank you for watching. We're going to see a little check presentation here. We got Ed and Jamie and Alex, the TAT team. And we got Roto Schlem presenting the check for $5,000. And on that note, folks, we are going to end for the evening. Thank you all for hanging out. And we will see you all weekend long. Remember, Sunday is the finals, and we're going to be awarding $20,000.
You've been watching the $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge. Congratulations to all our winners. The $30,000 Roto Grip Challenge has been brought to you by the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, by Kegel, by Coolwick, by Hochstadter's Slow and Low, by Sin City Apparel, and by Roto Grip. The preceding was an exclusive presentation of Roto Grip Bowling. Own it. Once again, thanks for watching.